Hi, my name is Marquita Shoecraft, and I am a native of Seattle, and I have two daughters, Morgan and Melanie. I would say at the 10-year mark is where it started getting really, really bad. A situation would arise because he didn't like something, and he'll start slamming and throwing things. I would immediately pack up the girls and my stuff, didn't matter what time, and be like, we're leaving. So we would flee in a matter of minutes because his temperament would just get enraged. And so we would just pack up and leave to escape the chaos and the turmoil that would occur in the home. He would come back around very nice and pleasant, like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, and then let things kind of smooth over. We lived with my ex 3 times when we moved into his house, but we were getting kicked out. It would just be me, my girls, our clothes on our backs, and my car, and whatever they can gather up in a bag, and then we would leave and then have to start all over again. So that became draining over time, super draining. There was a lot of verbal abuse that was taking place, inflicted upon me. There was also emotional abuse where trying to pin both girls, like divide and conquer between both daughters.
It was a lot of mind games, which is sick in my opinion, because no child or anyone that's underneath a tender age should go through, because it really affects you in life, and it affected me and kind of still to this day.
There was financial abuse and physical abuse that I've endured, both on myself and on my oldest daughter. There was physical abuse. I didn't know where to start. What was the starting point? I felt lost. I felt helpless. I reached out to a friend because I was at the point where I knew that I wanted to leave. And she referred me to Dawn in Kent, who then partnered me with ELAP.
Marquita had gotten assistance with getting a civil protection order, and she had been successful in renewing it as well, but there were remaining issues in her family law case that she needed to move forward on, but it wasn't simple. I think that is one of the really difficult things that survivors often face when they get a civil protection order, is there is a custody provision to tell the parties this is what you need to follow on almost a temporary basis until they get something filed in the family law court. Getting the civil protection order, it allowed Melanie to still have unsupervised visits every other weekend with her father, which there was just issues that came up even after the order was put in place that made it clear that this wasn't the safest order for her.
He can go from 0 to 10. Try to ignore it a little bit on visitation, but I can't really because it makes me mad.
I think this is a common issue that survivors have to deal with when they're moving forward, is balancing between safety for themselves, their child, but also balancing the fact that that is the child's father, and she doesn't want to intervene with that relationship. I think the biggest one really was just that he was ordered to complete domestic violence treatment. He, I think, has an issue which was the basis of the protection order, where he has an inability to control his anger, and just even kind of seeing that conflict for a child can be really difficult, and with even regulating their own behavior.
Melanie had some behavioral issues that she would go to school and act out, and that was pretty tough and challenging.
So having legal aid and ELAP recognizing that, we want to make sure that we assist helping survivors through their family law cases to fill out their forms, get their cases started.
I feel like I got a mini law degree. Working with Kristen to understand the process a lot more. Just holding my hand through the process and understanding that everybody doesn't come to the courts every day and speak the language of family law. So she lays out all your options before you and let me make my own sound decision. But the guidance and the advisement is priceless.
Now that I separated, I feel more mature. I feel different at school. I don't have to worry about being angry going to school and having to put a fake smile on my face in front of my friends. So it feels good like going home and like being happy in a different environment.
It felt like I was getting back in touch with the old Marquita because I've lost her along the way. I did. I lost her.
I can tell that she seems more happier.
Yeah, I can just see it in her face. It's like I got my mom back.